video conference all day. You might tell from my accent that I'm American, so I'm joining with you today from the state of Utah in the United States, and I'm thrilled to be with both schools in both areas of the world. I'd like to go over a couple of protocols really quickly before we begin, which will help our video conference run a little more smoothly. First, every time you begin speaking, please identify yourself. The easiest way to do that is to simply state your name, just to say, "Hi, my name is Jody, and I think that," or "I feel that." Even if you've already made a comment, it's important for you to do that because it just helps us keep track of who's speaking and helps us be able to differentiate who's talking in the room. Also, when you're done speaking, if you would say thank you, that helps us know that you have completed your thoughts. Something else that I would like you to think about today is how important it is to be an active listener. Sometimes, especially when it's our first time doing a video conference, we are nervous and we want to say what we prepared, and we forget that it's really important to really be listening to not only what your peers are saying in your own classroom, but also what your partner school is saying. That way, when you have a chance to ask each other questions, you're able to really think about questions that are applicable and that will be significant to the dialogue today. Lastly, I'd like you to remember that the only person you're representing today is yourself, what you think and what you feel about the topics that we are going to be discussing. It's okay if you think or feel differently than your classmates or other members of your community. We're here to learn about you and what you think and what you feel. Are there any questions before we begin the dialogue today? If not, can I get a thumbs up?
Okay.
All right, that sounds great. I apologize, I have a cat that likes to be part of the video conference sometimes, so I put him down and hopefully he won't bother me anymore, so I apologize for the screen moving a little bit. All right, the first question that I would like to ask you today is about your community. I'd like you to think about the community in which you live. I'd like you to think about your school community, and I'd like you to talk to me about that and to talk to your partner school about that. What is it like to go to your school? What is it like to live in your community? What do you like about it? What do you wish was different? It would be really great if we could have maybe a few students from each school talk specifically about the community that you live in, and then a few students talk about your school community as a way to introduce ourselves. So I'd like to give you a minute or two of think time so you can talk with your peers at your school and so that you can select some students to answer this question. So you have about 1 or 2 minutes to think about this question, and when I come back on, we'll begin our discussion. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and begin. If we could have several students start us off at Loreto, there in Australia, then we'll go over to Indonesia to SMAN 3, and then we'll have a chance to ask each other questions after. So try to be really good active listeners as you listen to your partner school. All right, over to you, Australia. Thank you. Actually, for some reason, we can't hear you.
Loreto, your microphone is muted.
Hello? Yeah. Okay, so my name's Belle and I live in South Yarra in Melbourne. And yeah, so there's a street called Chapel Street and that's where everyone goes to, hang out and shop for clothes. And yeah, it's fun. And yeah, in South Yarra, I catch a train to school from South Yarra Station. And from there I go to Toorak Station, which we go from Toorak Station to school. Thank you. Hi, I'm Annabelle. So at Loreto in Year 9 we have a school camp and we go to Central Australia, where is Uluru and the Northern Territory, and we go there for 1 week and we learn about like the Aboriginal culture and like how they lived and how they're still living now. Does your school have like a camp or anything in Year 9 or in any years? Thank you.
Great, that's a good question, and we'll come back to that after everybody has shared their thoughts at Loreto. Okay, next, thank you.
At Loreto, we get to do a thing called GSB, which is sport that if we want to each term, there are a bunch of sports we can choose from, and we would train one morning before school, and then we would play Wednesday afternoon, and we do like lots of house sports too, like house swimming and house dodgeball and stuff like that to get all the houses together. Yeah, thank you. I'm Catherine. In Loreto in Year 9, you can apply for Marywood Connect next year, which is when there are several Loreto schools around Australia, and our Loreto school can six girls can either go to Loreto in Sydney or Loreto in Brisbane, and you spend a couple of days there learning about what that school does, which we get to do next year. Thank you. That's all from Loreto.
Great, that was a great introduction, and I appreciate you introducing yourselves and those of you that remember to say thank you at the end. Let's now go over to your partner school in Indonesia, and let's have several students there share what it's like to be a young person in their community and their school community. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kevin. Um, my name is Kevin, and then I would like to tell you about our environment school. Uh, that we don't have any camp that what have you asked before, but our schools have a school program called a Green Environment, and anything else that my friend will talk to you the other program that our school have. Thank you.
Okay, check. First, I would like to ask you, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but it's a little bit soft. I'm wondering if you could try to hold the microphone a little bit closer to your mouth and try to speak a little bit louder. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Muhammad Al Ghazali Apriyan, and I would like to tell you about some communities in my school. There are so many communities in my school, especially in Green community. I'm sure that in my religion teach me about how I should take care to environment, and I'm sure that green community in my school is very important because we should take care our environment, especially in my school. Thank you.
Hello? Can you, hello, can you hear me? Hi. Okay, my name is Nanda, and now I will tell you about my school. Okay, my school is a really big school, and we have, okay, first I must introduce about our visions. Our school vision is make student who ultimating attitude, education, good at deserving, caring to environment, and have the vision to the future. We have laboratorium, we have association student room, we have medical room, and so many like that. And before you said that in your school you have camp. In our school we don't have it, but sometimes we have scout agenda, like we have camp for 3 or 2 days. So that's all. Thank you.
I think that's all from our school. Thank you.
Great. What I'd like to do now is give you guys an opportunity to be able to ask each other questions. So if we could maybe have you discuss with your peers at your school, maybe some questions that you would like to ask your partner school. Let's think about some questions, and then I'll give you about a minute to do that. And then when we come back, we'll give you guys an opportunity to get to know each other even more. You have 1 minute to discuss what you would still like to know about your partner school's community and school community. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and start with SMAN 3. I noticed that I believe you guys are wearing batik shirts. Is that correct? I had an opportunity to visit Indonesia, and I love batik. So that's really fun to see you wearing that. Let's go ahead and let's have one question from Indonesia, and then we'll let your partner school answer that question, and then we'll let your partner school ask a question. So go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That I would like to ask. Uh, my name is Kevin Heigel, and then that I would like to ask, do in your school have an extra activity? That I mean, there's any extracurricular or what? Thank you.
All right. Did you catch that? All right. Great. Go for it.
Hi, my name's Ariane. At Loreto, we have many extracurricular activities. We have sports, as Jessie said, one of my fellow classmates. We also have debating with other schools. And we have music and drama. Thank you.
Great. Would you like to ask a question? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was wondering whether you had any charities or fundraising events at your school, because at our school we recently raised money for the very special kids. Thank you.
Check, check. Okay, thank you. My name's Muhammad Al Ghazali Aprian, and I would like to tell you about the charity in my school. Yes, of course, in my school, we have it. We have that charity activity, especially in Ramadan. Have you heard about that holy month about Ramadan? That's Islam, that's Muslim month. And okay, of course we have it. Of course we have that charity activity. Okay, I would like to ask you, we have read your blog, your school websites, and can you tell us about that performing arts? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Grace, and at Loreto we do a festival called the PAF, the Performing Arts Festival, and all the houses at our school compete, and we do singing, dancing and acting, and it's really competitive between all the houses. And Katy Perry, she's a celebrity, she came to our school because we won the competition. Thank you. I have a question. At Loreto, we are Catholic, so we have religion twice a week and we learn about our Christianity. What religion do you learn at your school? Thank you.
Pardon me, please.
What I believe she wanted to know is she said that at their school they're Catholic and that 2 times a week they learn more about their faith, and they wanted to know if you learn more, if you have a religion that you learn about at your school. Thank you.
Okay, hello, I'm Nanda. I want to ask your questions. I think I wanna answer your questions. Okay, uh, we have learn more at the Friday after we have a school, after at we going home, but we must learn at the mosque mosque for that, and because we are Muslim. Okay, thank you.
Hello, my name is Olivia, and I also want to answer your question. In my school, there are also some Christians, and on Friday, every Friday in the weeks, we always have some kinds of service. So we service our friends, and then in that kind of activity, we also learn about our faith, and so we always learn about our faith about uh, twice a week, in our subject and in that activity. Thank you.
Great. Does any school have another question they would like to ask?
Okay, hello, my name is Nanda. I want to ask you some questions. How many hours that you go to school? Because in Indonesia, we have 7, 8, or 8 hours to school at 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. in a day. So thank you.
Hi, my name's Mimi. In our school, we start at 8:30 a.m. and finish at 3:15 p.m. Thank you.
Loreto, would you like to ask your question now? Thank you.
Hi again, it's Mimi. I would like to ask a question about your school uniform. So in our school, when it's summer, term one and term 4, we wear our summer uniform, our blue dresses that we're wearing now. And in term 3 and 2, we wear our winter uniform. That's just got stockings, a skirt and a long sleeve t-shirt. And in summer, we also have to wear our hats as well. And I was just wondering if you guys had the same as us, just different types of uniforms depending on the weather. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, my name is Kevin Haigal. And then I would like to answer your question, Loretta. Uh, Actually, every day we are change our uniform. That Monday and Tuesday we use the clothes called as putih abu-abu in Indonesia, and that you can call it as white and gray. And then in the Wednesday that we use scout uniform, and then on Thursday we use batik uniform, and then in Friday we use Muslim uniform as a Muslim, and then if you're Christian that you can use that white and gray uniform. Thank you.
Great. Any other questions or follow-up questions before we move on to the next topic?
Okay, check.
Go ahead, SMAN 3.
Okay. Okay, my name is Gali, and I would also like to answer your question. In my country, in Indonesia, we have 3 grades. First is elementary school, and then junior high school, and then senior high school. And now we are at senior high school. Okay, I will repeat Kevin Heikal's answer. In in Monday, and in Monday until Tuesday, we should wear putih abu-abu uniform, and then in Wednesday we should wear scout uniform, and then in Thursday we should wear this batiks. Okay, I would like to tell you this: every school in my country has their own batiks uniform, and this is the batiks uniform from my school. And why batiks should, every school in my country should have their own batiks, because it shows our identity, our culture too. Okay, so I would like to ask you, in your school, in your country, Are you learn about some traditional language like Korean or maybe Japanese or maybe traditional culture and language? Thank you.
Hi, my name's Mimi again. I would like to answer your question about the languages. We have a variety of languages at our school. We have French, Italian, Chinese, Indonesian, and that's all, yes. We all have English as our subject as well. Thank you.
I wonder if you could also answer the second part of that question where he asked if you learn about any traditional cultures. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Sophie. At our school, we go on a camp that you have been told about before, where we learn all about the Aboriginal culture, so the Indigenous Australian people, and we learn about what they do and how they live and how that compares to how we live. Can I ask you a question? You all seem to speak English really well, and I know that we learn Indonesian from Year 7 onwards, so we're not fluent. So does everyone at your school have to learn English as a language? And if so, how many times a week do you learn it? Thank you.
Okay. Yes, of course, we have that English lesson, 3 hours in a week. Of course, we have that English lesson. Okay, I would like to ask you. You say that you will learn about Indonesian, about bahasa Indonesia. Could you speak Indonesian? And maybe one of you could introduce yourself in Indonesian. Thank you.
Selamat pagi, nama saya Sophie. I'm not the best Indonesian speaker. I only did it for a year, but I can kind of speak Indonesian. Thank you. Oh.
Well done. You were put on the spot there. So good job. What I'd like to do now is we're about halfway into the video conference, and I'd like to move into some deeper dialogue about faith, values, and beliefs, if that's okay, which on the agenda that I sent out to your teachers was included. So what I'd like to do, and some of you have already hit on this a little bit, but some of you have kind of talked about the impact that faith, values, and beliefs have had on your school community. Some of you have shared that by identifying your school as Catholic or saying that most students at your school are Muslim. But I'd like you to think a little bit more about that and maybe even look at it a little bit more abstractly. So I'd like you to think, how does faith, values, and or beliefs impact your school community? And I would like you to share some specific examples of that. Now, when I say faith, values, and beliefs, this is not totally inclusive of religion. You could talk about values and beliefs that are not related specifically to an organized religion, if that is applicable. So let's take a minute, talk with your peers, and think of at least 2 specific examples that students would be willing to share to explain how faith, values, and beliefs directly impact your school community. You have a couple minutes to discuss that. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and begin with Loreto. If you could give 2 examples of how faith values and or beliefs impact your school community. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Annabelle, and I'm going to talk about Feast Day. So once a year in term 3 we have Feast Day, and it's where in the morning we go and have a mass at a cathedral, and then in the afternoon every year level, every class runs a stall, and part of this day is that we raise money, which this year, well, every year it goes to a different cause. This year it went to Kenya to help build a boarding school. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Charlotte. I wanted to talk to you about Mary Ward. She is a woman that influences a lot of the girls at Loreto. I personally see her as a woman who inspires me because she started out a lot of the Loreto schools. She went through a lot of hardship that men told her she couldn't fulfill, and so she has put a lot of faith in girls and myself, and she has given us some values to follow by, which my peer will now tell you about. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lauren, and as Charlotte was just saying, the founder of the Loreto schools throughout the world was a lady named Mary Ward, and she's taught us a lot about 5 values that were very important to her that she hopes would then be very important to the people that followed on from her and followed in her ways. So these values are sincerity, so that we we are very sincere in the way we act and the way we speak. Freedom, that we are free to be whoever we want to be and everything we want to do. Verity, that we always tell the truth and are courteous to others. Justice, that we seek justice for everyone and ourselves. And felicity, that we are always happy in what we are doing. Thank you.
I'm Annabelle. I spoke before. So like Lauren and Charlotte was saying about like our values and things like that. Because we're Catholic, our school tries to promote social justice and acting on like helping others. So our school offers like a wide variety of social justice activities, and there are more like opportunities to do social justice work like the older years. So in year 11, they have a Vietnam pilgrimage, which is where like 12 girls are selected, and then they go over to Vietnam and help out at an orphanage where one of our Loreto sisters runs, and they help out there for I think it's a week, and just like kind of teaching them, like teaching the disabled girls, and also like learning how lucky we are and fortunate we are for like the world we come from and everything like that. We also, when you get to year 10, you have the opportunity to help out with the Very Special Kids Association, which is where kids with illnesses and disabilities who aren't going to live very long get to go there and have the life that, because it's so short, and get to have like anything they want and get to do all the things that they wouldn't be able to do because their time is shortened. And also in year 11 and 12, you have the chance to go and work at Friday night school. And that's where you teach and like tutor like students that aren't as fortunate and don't have as good as an education as us. But yeah, thank you. Oh, okay, thank you.
Thank you. That was great. Do we have a couple more comments? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Liliana, and once per week we will have a chapel assembly in our chapel at school. We also have an annual father-daughter mass. So once per year, daughters and fathers will go to chapel and we have a mass, and followed by a father-daughter breakfast. And in this time, we just get to connect with our dads and have a good time. Thank you.
All right, maybe one more student, and then we'll move to your partner school. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Catherine and I'd like to talk to you about our buddy system at Loreto. So Year 7 is the first year of senior school in Australia, and in that year it's harder for the kids from primary school to come into the senior school. So the Year 10s, the older girls in the senior school, are buddies with the Year 7s, and you get allocated a buddy and you just help them out around the school, and there are 4 days each year where the Year 10s and the Year 7s have like a buddy day, and so like around Easter you go on Easter hunts. I think there's a Christmas one too, and you play games with them, you get to know them and you just help them settle into the senior school. That's all, thank you.
Thank you. Those were great examples. I appreciate that. Let's now go over to your partner school and see what their examples of faith, values, and beliefs in their school community are. Thank you. Just a reminder to the students at SMAN 3, when you speak, please hold the microphone really close to your mouth and keep it there and try to speak as loudly as possible. Thank you. Yeah, we're having a hard time hearing you. Try one more time.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dafa Shauki, and I want to tell you about one of the examples of impact of religion in our communities. So first, I want to tell you there are a lot of communities focusing on religion. For example, first, there's a community focus on improving Islam because our school mostly populated by Muslims. Its community name is Rohani Islam. Rohani Islam always arrange an event when there is a Muslim national day, for example, Ramadan or Eid Adha, etc. And there is another one, they also give us more knowledge, more about Islam. This community is also established to apply our ideology of freedom of choosing the religion. Pancasila. Do you girls know it? At the first sila, it says believe in one supreme God. It means the sila says that we have freedom to choose our religion, and we really apply it in our communities in school. Thank you. Another communities.
Hello, I'm Olivia. Can you hear me? I also want to talk about my community. In my school, there's also a community for people who are Christians. So in my religion, I was taught to be about love, about care, to care about people, to care about anybody, whether they are Christians or Muslims or any other. So in our community, there are activity where we serving each other, and it's kind of activity of volunteer. So actually, we don't really get something material from that activity, but we do it because we've been taught to love each other. And then for the other impacts from my religions, and of course for my culture, it's about tolerance. Because in my country, no, it's in my school, there are many students. It's not only Muslim, there are also Christians, Muslim, Buddhists, Hindus, Catholics. So we need to tolerance each other. And even in fasting months, it's called bulan puasa in Indonesia. We also give tolerance to them, so we don't eat or drink in front of in front of them. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Bimo, and I want to talk about the impact of beliefs more universally. First, if people believe that education in school is important, they will go to school and study hard. And in our school, there is a community of people who study. It's like studying for Olympiad. The name is COSS. Thank you.
I think that is all for my school. Thank you.
Thank you. You guys are doing so well. I can't imagine how challenging it is to answer these questions and to express yourselves the way that you'd like to in another language. So well done. I'd like to give you an opportunity now to ask each other questions based on what you have heard about how faith, values, and beliefs impact each other's school communities, and maybe dig a little deeper into this topic. So let's go ahead and go back to Loreto and have them ask a question. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Monica, and before one of you guys said something about Ramadan, does your school do anything to like celebrate Ramadan, or is it just like a personal thing that everyone does? Thank you.
I think that your microphone is muted, SMAN3. If you could unmute your microphone and start again, thank you.
Is that all, or there's still any question?
Her question was, would you like her to repeat the question? Is that what you are asking? Thank you.
Yes, pardon me, please.
Would you mind repeating your question? Thank you.
Okay, so my question was, do you guys have like a special thing at school where you celebrate Ramadan, or is it just like something that you guys do at home in your like personal time? Thank you.
Yes, okay. My name is Kevin, and then if your question is like that I would like to answer. In Ramadan month, we also have any special extra activity, but not in all of that days, because as well as I and you know, Ramadan is 30 days a month, and then we are not doing that special activity full a month, maybe only at the 10th day of Ramadan, or the last day or the first day of Ramadan, that we also have that activity called as fasting, that we are fasting together, and then after that we are break fasting too together, that we are bring our own food and then eat that food together with all of our friends in our schools. Thank you.
Thank you. SMAN3, do you have a question that you would like to ask your partner school based on what you've heard? Thank you.
Yes, I have a questions for them. So my name is Ishak Al. You can call me Ishak. In your school, do you commemorate or celebrate a special day based on your values, faith, or your beliefs? Thank you very much.
Hi, sorry, would you be able to repeat the question?
So I believe what he wanted to know is, do you celebrate a special day based on your faith? So based on your faith in your school, at your school, do you have a special day that you celebrate maybe different from what you've already shared? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Maddie. So at Loreto, Christians celebrate Christmas, which is the end of the year, and we also celebrate Easter. So we have masses for those before the break is during the year, as well as Ash Wednesday, which is leading up to Easter. And yeah.
I was wondering if,
what
in
do
case
you-
they don't know what those days are, could you give a little bit of background as to what those are so that they can understand? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lauren. So what Maddie was saying, we celebrate Christmas at the end of the year, which celebrates the day when Jesus was born, and so he sort of started the whole Christian faith. We also talk about Easter, which was when Jesus died for us to forgive our sins, and Easter is the day when he rose from the dead. And also Ash Wednesday is also part of the whole Easter week, and that was when Jesus was coming into a town, people waved palm fronds at him, and so Ash Wednesday was the day when they burnt the fronds of the palms to bless people, and so in remembrance of that, we have crosses of ash placed on our foreheads. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you, students in Australia, do you have a question for your partner school? We can take probably one more question from each school before we begin our reflective process of the video conference. Thank you.
Hi, it's Maddie again. I was just wondering what type of volunteer work you do at your school. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Aisha. So in our school, we have a volunteer act from the Red Cross Youth Community. So we do have a massive circumstances and also blood donating. Thank you very much.
All right. SMAN 3, do you have a question for your partner school? Thank you.
Oh, can you hear me? Okay, my name is Wisnu. In my school, we have extracurricular that keep our culture, like dance, traditional dance or something like that. And what about yours? Thank you.
Thank you. Could you repeat that one more time? You cut out just for a moment. Thank you.
Okay, my question is in our school we have extracurricular that keep our culture, like traditional dance like that. And what about yours? Thank you.
So if I understood the question right, you would like to know what your partner school does to keep traditions and culture alive in their school, like a particular dance that you have. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Annabelle again. We have our school hymn, Queen of Loreto, which we sing at the end of a mass or an assembly. We also have our holiday hymn, which we sing on our last assembly of a term or a year, which just blesses us on our holiday and gives us a good holiday. Thank you.
I was wondering if you could explain what the Queen of Loreto that you mentioned is, maybe what that's a little bit about. Thank you.
Hi. So it's Queen of Loreto is a song. It's just about our values and beliefs, and we just sing it. I think one of my peers will explain it a bit more. Hi. So as my peer just said, we do sing a song at our assemblies called Queen of Loreto. A few of the lyrics include Queen of Loreto, thy mercy show, smile on my children here below. And by that, I think what she's trying to say is, you know, I'm dead, but I'm looking down on you, and yeah, I'm still here with you at heart. Thank you, guiding you.
Thank you. We have about 5 minutes before the end of the video conference, which is, it's amazing how fast they seem to go by. But I'd like you to think a little bit as a class upon the video conference. What are some things that you learned? 2, what are some things that surprised you? And 3, what is something that you still would like to know? So what I'd like to do is give you time to talk together in order to be able to answer those 3 questions. And you can have one student answer all 3 questions, or you can divide it up to 3 students. So again, the questions are, what did you enjoy about the video conference? 1. 2, what surprised you? And 3, what would you like to learn more about in regards to the video conference? So I'll give you 1 to 2 minutes to discuss this with your peers, and then to choose up to 1 up to 3 students to represent your answers. You have 1 minute to discuss. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and begin with SMAN 3. If you could please answer those 3 questions. Thank you.
What I learned from this video conference is it's we must respect each other Okay, we have different country, different religion, different but culture, but we respect each other. We're apa ya? We're tolerance each other, and then we share experience, share our school life, and being friend with everybody, and it's really interesting. Thank you.
That another thing that we are surprised that Australian also learn about Indonesian language too. Not Indonesia just learn about English, but the country that the language is the main language is English. Try to learn Indonesia too. It was what surprised us, and then they just not learn, but some of them could speak in Indonesia well and good. Also, we are very enjoying this video conference that we can know each other culture, and also we can sharing about our culture. The other thing that we would like that we are very curious is about the differences between school in Australia also school in Indonesia. That I think there's so many differences that we could share each other that to make our own to make my school better or to make your school better by changing our culture. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's now go to your partner school and have their reflection. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Molly. I've learnt about Ramadan, your Muslim festival. It's really interesting, and we've enjoyed talking to your school in Indonesia. It was fun. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Catherine. And what we were surprised about was how you change your uniform almost on a daily basis, and how we change our uniform once every 2 terms, so quite a while. And we were also surprised about how your school day goes for 8 hours, because we're just used to the 6-hour day. So, yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Domi, and I'd just still like to know a bit more about your religion and about your festival of Ramadan. I'd also like to know if you had any special days like we have Christmas, if you had any of those days, and if your school does any big tests like we call them exams. Thank you for this video conference.
Well, both schools did a wonderful job, and I know that for many of you it was your first time participating in a video conference, and it is a job well done. I would like to encourage you to maybe book to do another video conference. You could still do an introductory video conference, but with more of an emphasis on festivals and holidays. That might be a little more interesting to you, especially those of you that want to know a little bit more about festivals and holidays. So we have hit the hour mark, and I always like to have both schools at the end of a video conference unmute their microphones and say goodbye to each other now as friends. So thank you, everybody, and goodbye. Goodbye.